This is Roger Hillman, and on behalf of the Post 174 American Legion, Palmyra, Missouri, and the Bicentennial Library in Palmyra, we're trying to put a program together to talk to all of our servicemen in this area. We're basically starting with World War II veterans. And so this time we're going to interview Myrl Sternke. Myrl is a veteran of World War II, so I'd like for Myrl to tell me, if you will, where were you living and where did you go into service from?
Well, I was born and lived in Brookfield, Missouri. And I was in college when the war started. And I left college. I enlisted in December of '42, I guess it was.
Now, if I remember right, you were a bomber pilot.
Yes.
Tell us something about where you went to get your training.
Well, there are three phases before you get your wings. There's the primary, the basic, and the advanced. I took primary at Thunderbird Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I took the basic at Lemoore, California. And I took the advanced at Stockton, California, and that's where I got my wings.
You and I have talked several times about different times that we were in military service. And if I remember right, you served in the Pacific.
Yes.
And tell us about the plane that you flew and something about it.
Well, I flew a B-24, which was a 4-engine bomber. The B-24 and the B-17s were the mainstays of the bombing force until the B-29 came along late in the war.
Right. Now, if I remember you telling me one time, the B-24 you felt was a pretty good bomber.
Yes, I'm here.
But you said that it was kind of unique in that I think you had throttle for each engine.
Oh yes, we had four throttles.
Okay. What part of the Pacific were you stationed in mostly?
Well, I was really all over the Pacific. I flew a plane over, and we stopped at Hawaii and at Canton. Incidentally, to get to Canton, you got to fly over Palmyra. And Tarawa, Guadalcanal, and then New Guinea. I was in New Guinea for about a month. And then I was stationed in Darwin, Australia. And then we moved up into the Philippines. And from the Philippines, we moved up to Okinawa, and I came home from Okinawa.
You were over quite an area of the Pacific.
Yes.
Any particular incidents of bombing runs or anything like that that come to your mind?
Oh, no, we flew a number of them. And you were always getting shot at, of course.
I've always been amazed in reading the story of the battles in the Pacific that logistics was such a big, important part of the war in the Pacific because it covered such a vast region. And it's always amazed me that you make such long bombing runs over water, so to speak.
Well, practically all of our flight was over water because we usually bomb ports. And we come in from the ocean, bomb the port, and get back over the ocean and go home.
How old were you as a pilot at that time?
21.
21. Most pilots were pretty young at that time, weren't they?
Yes.
Was your crew quite a bit younger than you were?
I was the oldest man on the crew.
At 21. That's always been an amazing thing to me.
I had two gunners when we were flying combat that were 18 years old.
in the early part when you first got there, was the opposition, the Japanese, were they pretty, how do I want to say this, early in the war they were much more, they had better fighter pilots and so forth.
We had very little fighter opposition. About the only time the fighters, I think they would probably try to fly about the same altitude and airspeed to give the flak instructions to what, to how to try to shoot us down.
All right. Did they have real heavy flak in most of the sports?
We had a lot of flak, yes. We got hit for most of the time.
Any other particular story of the Pacific that you comes to your mind?
No, not really. We had an engine shot out over Hong Kong one time and had to come back across the China Sea on 3 engines, but it wasn't any particular problem.
But I know you have a kind of an interesting story. When the war ended, how long was it before you headed back to the States?
Well, the war, we were going up to Okinawa the second time. I think it was August the 16th when they declared the peace. And of course I stayed on Okinawa for about 2 months. I think I got home in Sacramento, California on October the 14th.
You got home the same way you went over, didn't you?
I flew a plane back, yes.
This, you told me one time that you sort of raced some B-29s to see who got back. You weren't in the actual race, but you made it before they did.
Well, they took off from Honolulu before we did, but when they got to Sacramento, it was weathered in. And I was told they sent them down to March Field, and when they got down there, Sacramento cleared up. So we landed before they did.
After all that distance?
But they had probably a 30-mile-an-hour advantage in airspeed on us.
What, some other things, what kind of medals did your crew get?
Well, I think we all got the air medal. And with a couple of clusters in it. I think we got an air medal for about every 100 hours of combat time. And we got the overseas medal, but those were given to everyone that was overseas.
What was your rank by the end of the war?
My rank?
Mm-hmm.
I was a captain.
That was known as the Army Air Corps at that time, is that right?
Yes.
All right. Well, Myrl, if you have any other comments here, feel free to tell them to me. We're going to close down here in a minute, but...
No, I think there were a lot of boys in the same situation I was, and
Mr. Jennings, that wrote the book, The Greatest Generation, he's always been amazed by the fact that that generation fought quite a war all over the world, and he's also amazed that, because even though we lost a lot of lives in that war, he's always been amazed that they just went out and did a job, and that they had few complaints from those that did survive. And I too have that same feeling. I was young during that war, but I can still remember a lot of the effects here in the country, how the trains were all loaded with armament and so forth that went through this area. But I want to thank you for coming in and giving us these few comments, and we're going to keep this now on record at the library, and also a copy of the American Legion. And if you ever want to see it, when we get through, just let us know.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Myrl.
All right.